That's fine. Alright. So, key bindings. WASD, worth the up arrows. Okay, this is fine. So, Skald against the Black Priory. I know a little to nothing about it. It is on Steam's Next Fest, and honestly, I didn't find many things on Next Fest that I was super interested in taking a look at today, this time around, but Skald seems interesting, especially considering I've been playing the old SSI D&D games lately. It looks to be an old-school pixelated type RPG, but it has Lovecraftian elements in it. I don't know what that means, considering a lot of games don't do Lovecraftian very well, but, I mean, it could be relatively promising. This feature is not implemented yet. It will be soon, though, so stay posted. So we don't create a character. We're just going to do, I'm guessing, quick start. On the wine-dark, raging seas of the Outer Isles, a lone traveler struggles against the winds and waves towards the accursed island of Idra. Okay, so you can click on these. The Outer Isles is a northeasterly archipelago that serves as a midway point between the Gallian Empire and its colonies. Its main port is located on the island of Idra. Hello, Bodhi. Goodbye, Bodhi. Hold on. I wanted to pull those down a little bit more. Continue. The moan of creaking timbers, the tang of preserved fish, your eyes slowly adjust to the darkness of the ship's dimly lit hold. Suddenly, something strikes the hull and the ship rocks violently. Your heart begins to pound and you feel and the feeling of unease grows in your stomach. Rise well rested and ready to go. Get up, mouth dry and head pounding. Rouse yourself from deep meditation. We'll do that one. You get to your feet and become aware of agitated voices shouting up on deck. Something is not right. You should make your way up top and get a bearing on the situation. Be on your way. See a pile of straw. So if you right-click... I'm going to turn down the music a little bit more, because I feel like the music's a little intrusive. I want to see key bindings. Consoles tab, we're not going to need that. Feats is F. Highlight left shift. Hide left control. Inventory is E. I. Binding can be changed. Wait. Well, how do I change it? To reassign a key, select the binding, press enter. It's in the bottom right. I. Alright. Level up is L, light torch T, map is M. Alright. Something just struck the ship. Nope. Can I get it? What is this? Why did it do that? It's a dagger. A dagger is a fishing knife. The blade is usually less than a foot long and can be curved or straight with one edge or two. Oh, that's the console. Press tab and you get this. To your surprise, you realize that the door has been locked from the outside. It doesn't budge. Perhaps you could slip the lock with a thin blade. Use the dagger. You slip the dagger through a gap in the door and lift the bar that was locking you in. The door begins to creak open. As the door swings open, you can now clearly make out cries from the deck above. You should make haste. I spotted something. So shift allows you... Okay, let's... real quick. The desk with a maritime navigation map. The map is labeled the Outer Isles and a course is drawn toward an island named Idra. Is that blood? Loot all of that. Just fish, it looks like. You stop dead as you narrowly avoid stepping in a rust red puddle. The stench of blood fills your nostrils, and as you look around in the dim light of the hold, you realize someone or something fought for their life here. At the same moment the thought hits you, a hiss sounds from the shadows. You squint towards the shadows as a hunched, feral-looking form slowly slinks forwards. Tiny, disgustingly human-like hands, yellow fangs, and a grotesquely dexterous pink tail leaves no doubt of the creature's rodent nature. Though as it emerges from the shadows, it becomes abundantly clear that what may have started life as a common shipwreck rat has now grown into something that has no right to exist. A second hiss sounds behind you, and the abominations lunge at you. Death or glory! So you have options down here. Cast a spell. Or info. I don't have any spells. I don't get to play a spell character. That makes me sad. Charge, miss. Wait, you get flanking in this? Okay. So you pick whichever one you're targeting, and then you just hit the button on the bottom. So if I hit 1 for attack, it does that. Bloodied. I don't know what bloodied means. It has no vitality, wounds 2, dodge 2, soak 0. I'm getting fucked up by rats. There we go. You can also move into them, it seems. I'm assuming I could put this on an auto attack. Repeat last action, view combat log, hold action till end of turn, open inventory, pass turn and defend, select new target, use a feat, pierce armor. Okay. Start of every true adventure, getting fucked by rats. Seriously. You've defeated your enemies. Each party member gains 123 experience. There's loot on the ground. 2 rat tails. Loot all and leave. You see a crate. Okay, so if you just move into stuff. What is this? Onions are easily grown, keep for long, and go a long way towards covering up the taste of half-spoiled meat. Food. Does anything heal me? Tails of dead rats. Leeks. You know what? Try eating one. It does. Heals 1 vitality. Onions. Let's eat a whole onion. Oh, that sounds delicious. Let's eat this Perkland. I'm trying to just heal up. Alright. Leave. Wait, what? Oh, I turned off my torch. No, I turned off that torch. You see a door. So this goes up to the ship. You emerge onto the ship's lower deck. As your eyes adjust to the darkness, you become aware of a hulking figure standing in the shadows. Andros, there you are at last, growls a rough voice. Who's there? Show yourself. It's Roland. Where the tides have you been? Below decks planning our landing. Why? The island is in sight, but the damn guilders refuse to land. They want to turn back. If we turn back, we lose our shot at the girl. And no one gets paid. Listen here, I know our boys better than most. We've hired them to go to Idra and kill. If we don't pay them, things will go badly, but the sailors are bloody terrified. They claim something is hunting us. Hey, Retro Mickey. Did you ever return to the Magic Candle games? I'd consider it. I love Magic Candle 3. I've never really played Magic Candle 2. They're a lot of fun getting into. It's just getting into them. I had a lot of problems last time I streamed it with, the orc, trying to get him to be left behind at the one city. Is this a new game? This is a demo, part of Next Fest, believe it or not, for a game called Skald. I can't remember the rest of the demo name. Skald something. Anyways, it's made, obviously, old school pixelated type game is their design choice, and it's supposed to be in a dark fantasy world with Lovecraftian elements, so I'm interested. That's all they had to do. The sailors are bloody terrified. They claim something is hunting us. Let's go for all the good it will do. Wait, there are a few sailors up ahead, rattled as a pair of rabbits. We're not here to make friends if that's what you're We're not here to make friends if that's what you're suggesting. Spill sailor blood and the guild will want to make you pay. Take the left door ahead and spare us some trouble and a pay cut. Perhaps anything else you're compelled to tell me? Let's just get off this bloody boat. Yeah, I'm intrigued by this. You and Roland begin making your way towards the commotion on deck. Press Q or press the character portraits to swap the party leader. Oh, you get different characters, okay. Bodhi, what are you doing? I see you. I see you fucking with things. I spotted something. Crafting oven. Right-click ingredients to add them to the workbench. I mean... It's not a valid recipe. Ew, not rat tails. Potatoes. Fish stew. Done. Damn it. Alright. Baked fish. Fish stew. Salted fish. And of course I ended up, like, fucking with everything. What is this? Salt? Bodhi! I see what you're doing and you need to stop. Salt. Egg. Bodhi? Oh, those are lemons. Yeah. A shoddy wooden chest. Thievery 4 versus difficult 10. Athletics 3 versus difficulty 10. Let's try and pick it. Bodhi! Fucking god. Bodhi? There's a bird or something outside the window and he's going insane. You like the style? It would be edge of VGA style. Yeah, I like the style so far too. God, you had to reset your mod view because you cleared your cache. Try picking it. Pick it again now. Just leave. It's fine. We're not gonna. You know what? Force it. Wait. Q. Result of 11. He's just walked away. He was messing with the window. Force. Party has 0 thieves tools. Unlocked. What's in here? I don't know what it is. There's got to be a way to click on things to see what things are before you pick it up. Oh, it has 5 thieves tools in it. Alright. Okay. Said take the left door. Press Control to enter stealth mode. Stick to the shadows and be sure to reach cover before your stealth reaches 0. The stealth indicator is green, you're in cover. Spotted something, that crate. See a chest. Pick it. Success. Result of 12 beats. Difficulty 10 by 2. Party has 4 thieves' tools. Wait, do I have to keep on doing it? Oh, until I break it all. Okay. What did we get? Oh, loot. What does he even have? He has a sword. Now he has a shield. So what do I know what he has? Attack bonus 5, damage 5 to 14, soak. Is that just for that weapon, or... Hold on. No, this is all of what he's got. He's got 5 to 14, 0 to 3, soak. Okay. Better. I keep hitting the wrong buttons. Open door, pick it. Pick it. Shit. Sailors stare at you wide-eyed and terrified. Read, dead emperors is coming for us. It whispers to me. One of them draws a weapon with shaking hands. Diplomacy versus 10. Calm yourself, you're guild sailors. Result of 9 does not beat 10. Half insane with terror, the sailors scream and lunge at you. It's shifting. Oh god, it takes an entire turn to shift. 7, hold action till end of turn. Oh god. I just realized. Alright, 7. Or view combat log, hold action, open inventory, pass turn. 5. Dear God, this guy. There we go. I like that there's strategic placement for combat. I do enjoy these types of, like, old RPG styles. Like, this alone and how the combat plays out already interests me. You've defeated your enemies. Each party member gained 82 experience. There's loot on the ground. Club 2, surgery door key 1. Loot all and leave. If I wanted him to heal... Here, eat that. Oh god, that was a lot. Eat that. Have a lemon. See a grisly scene. You recognize the corpse of one of the crewmates, a young man of barely 16 years called Sullum. The youth has been mauled to death by what you assume are the grotesquely altered rats that you encountered just minutes ago. The corpse is still warm. Surgical tools. What is this? Dagger. They're just 2 daggers. Desk. Loot. Brandy, a bottle of strong Goremian brandy, the tired old mercenary's best friend. A journal that was kept by the ship surgeon of the Zephyr. Read it. Written on the day of departure from the mainland. Left all Adler's Helm today with a full complement of passengers. Yes. It's Bodhi. He is very energized right now. Bodhi, come here. And my phone just went off. Why? Why is my phone messaging me? It's a political text. Fucking hell. Block number. Thank you. Le Bodhi. Oh, yeah, Bodhi is super excited this morning. You get all types of energy. I think he's looking at the light every time now. It's just the light that's on the top of the monitor gets his attention. Hi. You want to go back in the window? Crazy ass. So energized. Bodhi requires attention. He's gotten attention today. Mercenaries by the looks of it. Paid well. Ship was dispatched by Guild before we could fully restock medical supplies. Hopefully we won't need them. Then again, our passengers make me uneasy. Written 5 days ago. Brawlin' mess. Had to set nose. Men seem on edge. Can't say I blame them. Have been sleeping poorly and dreams are unsound. Written 4 days ago. Egan came to me today with a bite wound that he sustained whilst working in the hold. Didn't see creature, and I would say it was a rat's bite if it weren't for the size and some aspect of the dentition that I find hard to explain properly. Written 2 days ago. Was visited today by Navigator Aslam. He asked for white fern, a sedative, claimed he had trouble sleeping, suspected he was not fully forthcoming, and when pushed, he mumbled something about the stars being odd. Not sure what he meant, and he left before I could push him further. Written today. Men are about to break. We cannot maintain our course for Idra. Captain advised me today to make ready the surgery and to expect casualties. I suspect he intends to inform our passengers that he refuses to land on the island. If this is my last, the entry trails off. Huh. You've got a cat sleeping on your new desk, all rolled up like a burrito. You kitty. I keep hitting the wrong button. Apothecary's desk. What is this? Tonic of Vitality. Small crimson liquid swirls around in this vial. If consumed, restores 8 points of vitality. Okay. Loot all that. What's what? Potato, leek, salt, onion. Fish stew, baked cheese, cheese sandwich, fish stew. Ugh. So I ate all the fish, so I fucked myself over on making all those dishes. Oh well. You emerge onto the deck and see two groups of men facing each other with weapons drawn. The ship shakes violently in the grip of a storm as lightning tears across the sky. Amidst the din of the storm and their frantic arguments, you bellow for the attention of the assembled crewmen and mercenaries. Both the ship's captain and the leader of the mercenaries you hired, a coarse thug of a man named Estavo, turn their attention to you. They look ready to use the unsheathed weapons in their hands at the slightest provocation. Address the mercenaries' leader. The mercenary leader, Estavo, flicks his dark eyes to you, but keeps his blade fixed on the desperate captain. There's a reason he's known as Fireblood to his men. Estavo, you'll get your money, but let me handle this. A cruel smile twitches into life on Estavo's wind-weathered face. There's only one rich noble girl, but we can always find more sailors. The ship's captain bristles at these words. Captain, why have we not dropped anchor? Something dire stalks these shores we cannot approach without risking the ire of the horror. A jittery mutter of agreement rises from the sailors, causing Estavo's eyes to darken even further. What horror? What have you seen? Not but glimpses. My men have seen the shadow of something deep in the water stalking us. Nothing natural moves like that. Estavo glares murderously at the captain. You renege on our deal based on a glimpse. There's desperation in the captain's voice. We're seasoned sailors. We do not balk at shadows. You need to be alive to rescue this girl you speak of. We're out of time. Sail us in or argue the point with Estavo. Estavo turns a steely gaze from you to the captain. Let me spell this out for you, sea dog. We contracted to rescue the girl, but if you don't get us to the shore, we'll gut you for free. The mercenaries you hired all shift their weight in anticipation of making good on that promise. I've been liking the writing. Captain, he's right. Do what you were hired to do. Something changes in the captain's expression. He stands tall. I will not order my ship and my men to certain doom. We shall not get any closer to the coast while I have command. Diplomacy. I believe you, but my contract with these men does not mention your survival. So you could switch between the two. Nope. Estavo's grin begins to show the teeth as he hears your words. The color drains from the captain's face. There's a moment's silence, then a crash and a shudder as something strikes the ship's hull. In the confusion, a mercenary's throwing dagger flies, lodging in a sailor's throat. Oh, good. Who is who? keep trying to hit on the numpad. I kind of want to switch everything to the numpad. God. There. One down. Got him flanked, guys. Victory! You have defeated your enemies. Each party member gains 72 experience. There's loot on the ground. 1 dagger, 3 clubs. Leave them. You rest your sword arm and survey the carnage. Then suddenly a loud crash as something collides violently with a hull. Surviving mercenaries and crewmen alike fight to keep their footing as the ship lurches. Suddenly, huge monstrous tentacles burst from the water around the ship. For a split second before the terror sets in, you wonder what Gustavo must be thinking as the monstrosities loom over him. After reaching their full height, the tentacles curve inwards and smash into the ship. Some pierce straight through the deck, others snap the mast like they were matchsticks. Yours stand frozen in place. You got good writing, I'll let it slide, but that's still... You stand frozen in place. Through a haze of splintered wood and panicked screams, you notice Roland. He throws himself out of the way of a tentacle, but begins to fall overboard as the ship lurches once more. You grow to Roland's aid. You dash towards the ship's fractured railing, dodging holes in the deck and wounded men beseeching you for help. Roland hangs by one arm from the side of the ship. Try to grab him. You lunge for Roland's arm, but he loses his grip and your fingers close only around thin air. You missed him by an inch. He falls wordlessly downwards. You watch as he is swallowed by the raging sea. He had my shield. The ship is listing fatally, and you see the great tentacles high above you, poised for the coup de grace. Abandoned ship. As you jump, you hear the terrible rending of wood giving in to flesh. The impact of water winds you, the waves pummel you down. The currents beseech you to go deeper, ever deeper. Peaceful blackness. Sink. Added some items to your inventory. The guardsman dressed in the livery of the noble house Baron. The guard scowls somewhat at you. Armsmaster Lyra awaits you at the main entrance. You best talk to her if you have not already done so. Two weeks earlier, the villa of Lord Cato Baron. Fat insects buzz lazily about in the warm and peaceful evening. Still, there's a chill that creeps into your very core, as if somewhere you are fighting for your life in the dark depths. Come here, whelp. An aging armored man in the livery of House Baron stands and scowls at you. Eyes like coal peer out from a craggy face fringed top and bottom with wild white hair. Return his challenging stare. The older man crosses his massive arms, steps forward, and leans towards you. So, young sellsword, come looking for a scrap, have you? Though his voice is full of gravel, there's now a glint in his eyes, as though the old coals have begun to warm up. Bodhi. Kidian, you old fool. A single bark of laughter emanates from the dense beard as he embraces you in a crushing bear hug. Kidian may be older and grayer, but from the force of his hug, you don't recognize you'd have any more chance of beating him now than you did as a 12-year-old. Go easy, you old boar. Kidian steps back and allows you to breathe again, before grabbing you by the shoulders. We heard of your father's passing. Truly, he sits with the golden dead now. Tell me, how did he die? Let's not dwell on old wounds. Do you know why I'm here? Master Kato will chew your ear aplenty when you see him, Andros. Lyra, the new master-at-arms, awaits you by the main entrance. She'll escort you, and don't ask her not to, if you think I had a temper. The joke fails to hide the note of anxiety in the grizzled house guard's voice. Bodhi! Diplomacy versus 15. This is not gonna work. I need a 12. That means 2 6s, it looks like. It's all to 12. You've got a 9. I won't betray my master's confidence by saying more. Best you see him yourself. Bodhi. The man offers a smile, but fails to iron out the concerned creases around his eyes. Very well, I'll go look for the master-at-arms. If you want to explore for old time's sake, take this lantern. Lord Baron will wait, and we don't want you getting lost in the hedge maze again. The man laughs heartily and hands you a small brass lantern. Activate or deactivate lanterns by pressing T. Bodhi demands attention. Bodhi is going batshit insane playing. Bodhi. Whatever may come to pass, it did this old warrior barreled of good to see you again, boy. The old man slaps you on the shoulder in parting, almost knocking you off balance. He then seems to remember something as he leans in conspiratorially. My damn knees are acting up again. Can't hardly sleep on account of the aches. Let me tell you, I'd take an arrow in the leg any day. Why? If you're going over to the kitchen later for a bit of grub, a bottle of brandy from the wine cellar would make me a happy man. Gideon shifts as if to emphasize his stiff knees. But first, don't keep Lyra waiting any longer. Talk to her first and I'll be here for later. Turn on, turn on. Oh, you get a little lantern animation when you turn it on. Oh god, that's so good. Oh wow. No, turn it back on. Bodhi. Oh god. The lantern effect makes me like this so much right now. It's such a small effect, but like, lantern off, lantern on. Not only is he holding it, but the lighting changes. Fucking hell. The guardsman dressed in the livery of the noble house Baron. The guard scowls somewhat at you. Armsmaster Lyra awaits you at the main entrance. You best talk to her if you're not already done so. Let me guess, someone stole his pastry. I'm low-key falling in love with this game already. This is just the demo, and it's... God, it feels so good at the moment. I'm just hoping it continues. A guardsman dressed in the livery of the noble house Baron. The guard scowls somewhat at you. Armsmaster Lyra awaits you at the main entrance. You best talk to her if you've not already done so. Okay, so you can hold it down. You don't have to keep pressing. No. I'm going to ask if they're going to make it a full game. It's supposed to be a full game. So this is part of the demos that's on Steam's Next Fest right now. It's probably the only demo out of the ones that I was looking through that I was interested in. A woman stands before the main entrance to the villa. Her posture speaks of a graceful, coiled power, that of a dueling ace. No doubt she is the new master-at-arms for House Baron. As you approach, she offers a quick, neat bow, just low enough to be respectful. Greetings, Andros. Master Kato wishes you back to House Baron. The master's eager to meet with you, and he will be ready in a short while. In the meantime, he suggests you visit the kitchen for some food, and then perhaps walk the grounds and gardens. Why have I been summoned? That is for the master himself to answer, and he will soon enough. For now, though, please, get some food and look around. I'm sure old Gideon would be happy to see you, if you've not talked to him already. Very well. Excellent, though I'm sure you still know your way around the grounds. The kitchen is in the building to the east, and the garden and hedge mazes to the west. Come back and check in with me once you've stretched your legs. The magic system is definitely going to be a point that I want to see. Yeah. You enter the kitchen and a pair of scullions offer a hurried bow. It's all so much quieter, emptier, and gloomier than you remember. Of course, old Masada is no longer where she used to be, sitting by the oven, kind, red-faced, and tending a shank of lamb. Reminisce. You remember the matronly woman as she sat, humming to herself, pouring fat over the roasting meat. Child, come here, will you? Magda was always a beacon of kindness in a childhood where such qualities were few and far between. Bodhi. Go to Magda. Magda clasps you gently with her tubby hand. Have you eaten yet? Before you can answer, she produces a small bundle of treats from her apron and hands it to you. As son to the master-at-arms for the great house Baron, you did not go wanting, materially at least. Thank you. Magda looks at you with kind eyes as you pick up the bundle. He's here again, down in the cellar. He's not so good, my child. Sleeping now. but it would be best if you got him to bed before his men see him like this again. The knot in your stomach is as real now as it was when you were 12. I'll go get him. So your dad was a drunk? Don't worry, he won't make a fuss. He just needs time. You know, Andros, deep wounds take a long time to heal. The old woman turns back to her meat and resumed her meandering humming. So your father was a drunkard who was basically drowning something that really upset him. Doesn't look forced retro to actually looks like it could appear on old PC. Yeah, and I like the fact of how they've done it. Imagine the demo ending just before you get to use magic. I mean, I'm not necessarily expecting it. Because you can't even create a character, but eh. May it help you, my lord. The man in the chef's outfit orders in a hoarse voice. You'll find the kitchen in the eastern end of the courtyard, the garden and hedge mazes to the west, and nearby. I need to remind you that it's a poor idea to enter the maze without a lantern. Have a good evening, my lord. Empty bottles litter the floor of this room. You chuckle to yourself as you imagine the kitchen staff and their wine tasting sessions. No doubt much revelry has taken place here. Then a cool gust of air from the passage to the north. The wine cellar lies that way, and you can almost hear faint sobbing. Ghosts, no doubt. I like the fact that they're setting this whole thing. Something with your father caused him to, like, want to drown out his sorrows and just his memories by drinking on a nightly basis, it would seem. And just the way they're doing it, they're not even slapping you in the head with it. And I love just that little statement of, like, you can almost hear the echoes of sobbing. Got another lantern in case you didn't get the first one. Well, let's go up. You're gripped by a long-hidden memory upon entering this part of the cellar. You sealed it away, but in so doing preserved its strength, and now it demands freedom. You can still recall smelling him before you could make out his writhing shape in the dim light of the cellar. Mistress Valeria, open the door. Your father doesn't even notice you in the throes of his intoxicated ramblings. How could they take her? Her chambers were locked from inside. Where is she? Try to shake some sense into him. Your father jolts upright, the bloodshot whites of his eyes glaring out of the darkness. We found her, wandering the forest outside the estate. Mistress Valeria, help him stand. Haltingly and leaning heavily on you, your father manages to stand. She was never the same. Whatever happened broke her. It was the girl, you know. The seed was planted in Valeria that night. But how could you know? You were but a babe yourself. You helped lead the now sobbing man out of the cellar. Stop it, father. Lord Kato trusted me and I failed him, but Valeria was the one to pay the price. Mind broken in that spawn of a child. Your father's voice seethes with fury. Enough. Don't talk back to me, you bastard. What do you know about honor? As much as your harlot mother. Your father steps away from you unsteadily, tears streaming down his contorted face. Strike him. You draw a ragged breath and snap out of the memory, your knuckles white. You are alone in the damp cellar and don't particularly feel like dwelling there. Loot. You got the brandy. Cured ham. I can't pull up a map. There is a map button, but I'm guessing because I don't have a map, I can't see a map. And I'm totally fine with it. Jeez! Jeez! Jesus. My God. Let's leave. Doesn't look like there's anything else in here. Chase! Alright, the maze is over this way, she said. Out, upsy, 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 upsy. Trying to get more water. You You stand before the gate to the hedge maze. It stirs old feelings of both dread and elation. The sounds and smell of the estate's grounds, as they were long ago, call to you from distant memory. You feel you could easily plunge into their depths. Let yourself go and remember. Which daydream is it this time? Are you valiantly defending me from rebels again? Embla throws a pine cone at you, snapping you from your reverie. She's 10 years old and you're a year her senior. Let's play hide and go seek in the maze. I'll hide. You faintly hear someone yell her name from the distance. You better run, Star Child. Only my mother ever calls me that, Embla says, frowning. Where did you hear it from? Before you can reply, she flings another pine cone at you and darts off into the maze. Hi, Angel Yumio. Give chase. You hear a man's voice yell Embla's name again, much closer now. Either way, she's lost to you in the winding passages of the hedge maze. Your memory tugs at you, urging you to the center of the maze. I have a feeling that I like the field of view. I have a feeling if you follow this path, it'll take you where you need to go. You stand at the center of the maze. It feels much less impressive than you remember. The ornamental pond was once an ocean, the rock at its heart a windswept isle. You found me, daydreamer. You remember the tone of her voice, and you can almost see the impish 10-year-old girl wading through the pond. Why do you always come here? I like the water, it's so calm. Embla shoots you a mischievous look. You notice the faintest tang of ozone. She makes a slow-motion hop through the water, her fingers trailing the pond's surface. Where water and skin meet, strange colors bleed and spread across the surface. Embla, you'll get in trouble. Stop it. Embla moves her fingers across the water's surface like a painter's brush. Colors spill across the pond, and for a sleeping moment you fancy that you can see cloud-topped mountains. Or was it the ramparts of an impossibly large city reaching towards the heavens? The silence is shattered by a shout, along with the beguiling images. Mistress Embla, the master requests you in the house immediately. That's my father. Something's wrong. It's Mother. She's ill again. I think I cause it. With what I can do. It poisons her mind. How long until Mother isn't Mother? Or until Father isn't Lord? Or your father isn't Master at Arms? How long will any of it last? Come back, what cheese? Yes, there was a room with a bunch of cheese in the cellar. Why are you talking like this? Do you ever feel like everything is a lie? Like there's a veil that covers everything, but in some parts it's thin enough to see through? Embla starts as your father steps breathily into the enclosed garden. He's red-faced from the exertion and anger. Young lady, you can't run off like this. The whole estate is looking for you. Your mother is ill and needs you, now. Your father shoots you a stern glance. I'll deal with you later. Embla says nothing as your father grabs her by the arm and hauls her past you, back to the house. She doesn't meet your eyes as you pass. Finding yourself back in the present, a chill has crept into your bones. You best move on. I like the added point where her basically doing whatever it is she does causes this odd smell of like ozone. I thought that was a really neat little touch. Hiya, creation vibes. I need the full proper name of this game so I can tell you guys. It's a Skald against the Black Priory. Black Priory? Dark Priory. Dark Priory? Black Priory? Hold on. Black Priory. It's coming out in Steam. It is that we are playing just a demo of it that's part of Next Fest. It's the only demo that I've seen when I went through them this time around that I was actually interested in. So yeah. I'm sorry, but Master's not quite ready yet. I must ask you to wander around a bit more. Have you eaten? And perhaps the hedge maze I haven't eaten. Ugh. Get out of my way. You want a big box of this. The chef offers a short bow and a tired but sincere smile. I'm Chef Armand, and my humble kitchen's at your disposal, my lord. Sadly, I was told of your arrival only minutes ago, and my oven must be fired up again. You must be famished. Indeed, I am. My suggestion is thusly. Whilst I stoke the fire, you run down in the pantry and fetch some cured ham and cheddar cheese. I will then teach you how to cook my renowned melted cheese sandwich, and you shall never want for an evening meal for as long as you live. Bodhi! Splendid. The pantry is west of the wine cellar, and the cheese is kept in the northernmost room. Return when you have cured ham and cheddar, and I shall provide bread and instructions. I'll venture forth into the underworld. I've already done that. Chef Armand wanders back and forth, tending the fire and keeping his kitchen tidy. He has the gait of a man who has been on his feet for far too many hours. I have the ham and cheese. Perfect. First of all, here is some bread. Now, the cauldron is quite empty and just warm enough for you to use. Remember, you need both the bread, ham, and cheese to make the perfect sandwich. Now, go give it a try and bring me the result. I shall see if you have it in you. Oh. I turned the fire off. I'm sorry. Alright. Craft. Oh, that was it. Bodhi! Chef Armand wanders back and forth, tending the fire and keeping his kitchen tidy. He is the gated man who is... Okay. Present the sandwich for inspection. Armand wafts the scent of the grilled cheese towards his nose. Ah, the crust of the bread, the softness of the cheese, the savoriness of the ham. Perfection. You shall indeed never again go hungry in the night. Party gained 50 experience. Is that all I needed? There you are. If your nostalgia is appeased, the master will see you now. Yes, let's go see Kato. Very well. If it pleases you, the master is in his office, just ahead. Yes, I remember the way. I suppose you do, but I'll escort you nonetheless. Flicker of a smile plays across her face as she beckons for you to lead the way. Oh, she's in my party. She's not taking my ham and cheese sandwich. The opulence is faded, the shadows longer. Clearly much has changed since the last time you were here. Try to remember how long it's been. It's been years, perhaps decades since you were here. Not since your father was the house arms master. Not since... You must have your wits about you, and perhaps now is not the time to dwell on painful memories. Not since your father's exile. You were no more than 12 when you were driven from the household. Hard were the years that followed the mercenary life, and... Hard were the years that followed. The mercenary life is bloody and unforgiving. They need to do some proofreading on their stuff. Those years stole your childhood, and eventually they took your father too. But your father had always insisted to his dying breath that his failure had been his own, that he had gotten the fate he deserved. The memories are painful nonetheless. Flanking the doorway are two marble statues. The craftsmanship is stunning, but the sight of the two women depicted fills you with sadness. Examine them. One you recognize immediately, Valeria Baron, the mistress of the house. You remember her as a gray ghost, absent and unwell. The other statue depicts the girl you once knew so well, Embla Baron, daughter of the house and now a woman grown strong and clear-eyed. Her likeness has none of her mother's cowed timidness. How fair is Embla? Lyra's eyes flicker ever so slightly. We should hasten to Master Baron. He's long been impatient to see you. Be on your way. Wow! Kato Baron sits tall in a tasteful but modest reception. Imagine having a father. You want a corned beef sandwich. Weirdly, lovingly described ham and cheese Sammy. Aren't cats an absolute joy? Party. Yeah, no, seriously. Anyways. Kato Baron sits tall in a tasteful but modest reception room. He looks less imposing than you remember, with a few more crow's feet. Nonetheless, he's lost none of his composure or air of casual authority. You take a seat across a formidable desk from him. This study, like the rest of the villa, is half-lit, giving a morose cast to its opulence. The older man's face creases into a tired but genuine smile, which momentarily lifts some of the room's oppressive mood. It's a mercy to see you again. Your own man and I'm assuming he's trying to say you're your own man and Your own man and in your prime. Anyways, Kato says before a frown consumes his smile. It's just a shame our reunion is overshadowed by the fates of those we love. But perhaps together we can yet improve our collective circumstances. So you know my father is dead. Kato leans forward, hands clasped beneath his chin. I shan't deny it, I was saddened to hear of his passing. Despite everything, I remember him fondly. You drove him to drink and mercenary work. Kato leans back again and his eyes go distant. He failed in his duties. For an arms master, there is no greater shame than a lapse of vigilance. He drove himself into exile. Lyra shifts slightly behind Kato. Say nothing. A pregnant pause. He failed her. Your father's exile was a sorrow to me, yet he could not remain in the household, for Embla's sake. The loss of a mother is a tragedy enough without being reminded of it. Embla, do not hide behind your daughter. Your anger is understandable. The hardships she must have suffered on the road are written on your face. Such is the cost of mercenary work, I suppose. But do not presume to understand the forces that were at play, and still are. Say nothing. Embla is missing. Kato's voice quivers momentarily, betraying his stoic features. Now I beg of you, Andros, help me find my daughter. Help her return home where she belongs. What's happened to her? She left without notice a week ago. From the scant clues we had, we believe she boarded a ship bound for one of the outer isles, Idra. She went of her own free will. At the time I thought little of it. Kato begins to glower. Since then, however, there have been reports. Grave ones. When's Isaac playing Detroit again? Probably Tuesday's a guarantee. I don't think he's going to be playing it at all this weekend, so it'll be Tuesday. I'm actually very interested in seeing more of him playing that one, too. Because like him, I've stayed far away from it. I know nothing about it. Anyways, reports. No one and no word has left Idra in days. Rumor has it even the Imperial augurs are in the dark. I know not how this touches the fate of my daughter, but she must be returned to me, one way or another. Any idea why she left? Star Fox? Okay, thanks. What? Andros? Something has been building in her for years, an aptitude of sorts, but I suspect you already knew. In any case, it's grown much stronger lately and drives her in ways I cannot understand. I suspect she is looking for answers. But why Idra? Why indeed, there's little on the island save the port of Horan. If Idra was her destination, she must have landed there. What's Horan? A once prosperous port and fishing village on the island of Idra. What of her aptitude? An aptitude of the worst kind. It does not spring from the canonical imperial praxis. Instead, it comes from elsewhere. It's the kind the Empire does not suffer to exist. I hope it's only answers that she seeks. I see. What can I do? Hire mercenaries, travel to Idra, and begin your search in the port of Horan. From there, I trust you to do what needs to be done. Spare no cost. Just bring back my daughter. Mercenaries? Yes, if nothing else, the port will be dangerous enough. That is why I have summoned a Roland Greyeye to me, a crude but effective sellsword, that I have made good use of before. He shall accompany you on his task. Roland Greyeye? The man is a grizzled veteran. He may have slowed with age, but his experience and reliability more than make up for it. He's also much expected by similar men, and so will be instrumental in hiring a reliable crew. I'll take it into consideration. Kato shows you his upturned palms, beseeching. I know this thing I ask of you is fraught with danger, but this is your chance at improving your fortune, materially and in honor. What say you? I accept for Embla's sake. Kato smiles softly, visibly relieved, and for a moment he looks like the man you remember. Have you any final questions or matters to discuss? Time is, as I'm sure you appreciate, of the essence. Let's just get on with it. Kato stands with poorly concealed effort, and Andros, you stand to meet his gaze. Return her to me. There's no other outcome of this affair. You have my word, Kato. Leave. You're woken by the cacophonous cries of gulls circling you. Your body is a mass of pain and exhaustion, covered in 1,000 cuts and scrapes. Slowly, you drag yourself from the cold water into the relative safety of the solid rock. So all of that happened while you were going under. It was just a flashback. I mean, I figured it was a flashback. That was neat. I liked how they did that. Moments or hours pass as you lay still, trying desperately to will some warmth back into your body. Finally, you manage to force your eyes open. By some miracle, you're not only alive, but you find yourself on the shores of the cursed isle of Aedra. Strewn around you is the wreckage of the Zephyr. You see no other survivors. Nonetheless, the goal ahead of you is clear. You must venture to rescue your childhood friend from whatever fate has befallen her. Though unless you can find equipment and companions, soon you may have cheated death in vain. Venture forth. I need more! I'm liking it. They give us so little, but I'm liking what I've got.